Department of Corrections. We all know that this is a place of dehumanization. How do they expect people to be correct in this place? It's a place we hear about strip searches. We hear about always feeling in prison. You always feel like you're being watched. You're interrogated. You're insulted. You're raped. Lots of different things happen in prison that is dehumanizing, has nothing to do with corrections. Other prisoners beat you down. And one of the biggest things they do is send you into solitary confinement. In Iran, for political prisoners, the first thing they do is put you in solitary. They separate you, not make you feel forgotten, make you feel disconnected. They were always telling us, oh no, you're not getting letters, your families have forgotten about you. They're not writing to you. We would give them to you, but they forgot. So that's how it is. On the inside is a Department of Fear. It has nothing to do with Department of Corrections. It's an attempt to make us scared, make you scared on the inside. But it's the same here on the outside, that prisons serve the function of a fear. They serve the function of trying to make us scared, that if you do this or do that, they throw you in prison. In Iran, where we were there just less than 2 months after the biggest protest their government had ever seen. So when ideology couldn't hold their people anymore, they threw them in prison. When ideology can't hold them, they resort to terror. And you see the American prisons have been growing for decades. It's been the last resort. Resorting to terror, resorting to mass incarceration. And so if we're going to stand up, I want to echo what Shane said, that we need to, outside and inside, that we need to stand up together. And we need to commit together to keep going. So I want a quick mic check. Standing outside the Department of Fear.
Standing outside the Department of Fear.
I will no longer fear.
I will no longer fear.
Even though I've been in prison.
Even though I've been in prison.
And know how hard and dehumanizing it is.
And know how hard and dehumanizing it is.
And how systems can make human nature so ugly at times. But I am strong. And we together are strong. And we don't want to go to prison. But I will stand up for justice for prisoners on the inside and outside. Forever.
Hey everybody. One of the 5 core demands of the statewide prison hunger strike that started last summer in Pelican Bay was to end the practice of isolating some prisoners for more than 22 hours a day. To end the strike, the state of California agreed to review this inhumane practice. Now, nearly 6 months later, not much has changed. Many prisoners around the state and here at San Quentin are still stuck in the daily hell of solitary confinement. I myself experienced 14.5 months of solitary confinement as a political hostage in Iran. And after just 2 months, my mind began to slip. I would spend large portions of my day crouched down by a small slot in my door, listening for any sounds from the outside that might distract me from the sheer terror of my isolation. I suffered from insomnia, nightmares, extreme emotional detachment, and violent panic attacks. More than once during my imprisonment, I completely lost control, began screaming and beating at the walls until my knuckles bled. Human beings are social creatures. We depend on each other for strength, and we depend on each other for our sanity. In the U.S., we have the highest per capita prison population in the world, and more people in solitary than any country on the planet. Our prison system uses as a routine administrative practice instead of the very last recourse, which is what it should be. I recently finally got to read Nelson Mandela's Long Walk Home, his autobiography, about his 29 years in prison. Mandela spent 2 weeks in solitary confinement, and he said it was the most dehumanizing experience that he had to go through in almost 3 decades of imprisonment. If Nelson Mandela's soul was being violated after 2 weeks, how can people in places like this endure decades of isolation?
That's right. Yes, CDCR, reform yourself.
Prolonged, indefinite solitary confinement is psychological torture. The practice should be banned by the UN, and our country, as the greatest violator of this and user of this practice, should take a leading role in its eradication. That the Pelican Bay hunger strikers, that some prisoners have been given small improvements in their conditions, like sweatsuits and wall calendars and pull-up bars. These things are important. Every small improvement is important to a prisoner. But this is clearly not enough. We need to join forces with prisoners inside, and a good way to do that is to join this campaign that someone mentioned earlier for 150,000 calls to our local legislature. We need to flood the lines, and you can find out more about this at Prisoner Hunger Strike Solidarity at WordPress.com, and the green flyers are being circulated. So the prison officials say they need more time to end solitary confinement, to create these improvements. I say we need to keep the pressure on, and we need to end solitary confinement now.